In today's very exciting video, we're going to be talking about something that on December 5th is going to actually ruin ARK forever. And it's not thick bait this time, man. It ain't no thick bait. This is real. This is real life. This is actually going to destroy ARK. So, where do we start with all this? Maybe you haven't heard already, but if you play ARK, you've probably already heard this because everybody is rather displeased about what was announced just yesterday through a community crunch. That's right. So no one reads these community crunches. I mean, really, no one reads them. But if you do happen to read them, there was something announced yesterday. Naturally, as you can imagine, there was some massive backlash over this. I mean, the official PvP community, you know, the guys who grind 27 out of 24 hours a day, those guys are obviously furious because they've grinded so many gosh darn hours on the game. But the thing is, there's obviously a lot of complaining, there's a lot of whining, but this isn't unfounded either. There's some, at least seemingly, very legitimate concerns with that update. Obviously, first of all, it's a huge pain for everybody who spent all the time building their bases. But second of all, one of the major criticisms here is 100 turrets absolutely can't defend my base. They also announced that as a trade-off for reducing the amount of turrets that you're allowed to have to 100, as a trade-off, they're also going to be buffing the turrets by 20%. So it's going to have a 20% damage buff. This, from what I understand, is not going to include plant turrets. So regular turrets, tech turrets, these turrets are going to be buffed by 20%. But even with the 20% buff that was announced, many players within the community say 100 just isn't going to cut it. People are going to be able to swoop in and within a couple of minutes just smash my base. And this makes perfect sense for these mega gigantic alpha bases. Yeah, there's no way. If you can only have 100 turrets for that massive mega base, no way it's going to be impossible to defend. So what that would require you to do is to basically tear down your base, take down all your turrets, and build a tiny little micro base or a series of micro bases. But even then, if you have small bases, is it enough? Is 100 turrets going to be able to cut it to defend your base on these servers? Or really any server at all if it's a serious PvP server? Seems like a legit criticism. Seems like they got the devs, but were the devs right about setting the limit to 100 turrets? Is the 20% buff going to be enough? Well, that's what we're here to find out today, mother truckers! We're here to figure out, because I can't swear, we're here to figure out today if 100 turrets can withstand a pretty basic, straightforward PvP raid. How long can an unguarded base be defended from would-be raiders before they can bust into it? Is it really easy to get into the base? Is 100 turrets going to be able to just smash would-be raiders? Is it enough? Is it not enough? That's what we're here to find out. Let's go. So contained within this box you're looking at right here is what we're going to call a standard Alpha Tribe farming POV base, or is it FOV? I'm not so sure. Anyway, you know what I mean? We got a good POV of this here Quetzal. Ooh. Anyway, and now we're gonna zoom out a little bit, and this is what 100 turrets looks like. See that, everybody? This is what 100 turrets looks like. Okay, that seems like a fair bit of turrets. Cool. That's pretty neat, bro. I love it. And this red zone that you're seeing right here is the, this red zone represents 10K units. Now, a unit in Unreal equals 1 centimeter. We Googled it. There's been some clarification about this and what the devs have said. Now, this is actually what the devs said. 10K units equals about 100 meters, and 100 meters equals about 33 foundations. So this area that we've built out here in red, which doesn't even fully load in, and I'm playing on all epic settings, this area in red is the maximum area where you're allowed to have 100 turrets. Looking at this, you can see what I'm saying where I say, clearly this is not something even up for debate. If you have a gigantic base, like imagine your main base, not just a little wimpy farming base, but a mega base. that was, I mean, I believe some Alpha Tribe bases are actually as big as 10k units, which is what you're looking at here. In fact, I think that they're bigger sometimes. So imagine having a base that's even half as big as this 10k radius and having to distribute those 100 turrets along that base. It would just simply not be effective at defending it. But that's okay. All right, so we know that. That's not up for, that's not a point that's up for argument. This is just a fact. The thing is, though, how about this small base? Is this small base gonna be able to defend itself? Is this gonna be able to fend off would-be raiders? And more importantly, is this 20% buff that these turrets have been given, which, by the way, yes, we have increased the damage output of these turrets to 20%. So this is, 20% stronger than your standard turret right now in game. So this is an accurate representation of what you're gonna be experiencing once the December 5th update rolls out. So are 100 turrets going to be able to defend a small base? And is that 20% buff going to make any difference at all? Well, if I go over here, we have a little bit of a raiding party, huh? Now, this raiding party is being run by my buddy from, my hardcore, cancerous, PvP, official gaming MLG pro buddy, Lolly. Lolly, you want to say hi? Hey, bro. Hey, bro! Get high! Hey! There we go.
What
okay.
up?
So Lolly seems to think that 100 turrets ain't gonna do jack to fend off raiders, and he seems to think that these 4 puny stegos are gonna be enough to bust into that base down there. Lolly, are you sure? Are these 4 stegos gonna be able to bust into that?
This basically looks like a Thatcher base to me.
It looks like a thatch base to you? Okay.
This is child's play.
This is child's play, bro. So we have 4 stegos, and I guess these 4 stegos are gonna take out this base. Well, Lolly, you wanna go ahead and do your thing then? Let's take a look. Can you bust into this base? Is 100 turrets with a 20% boost gonna be able to stop you, or is it really child's play? I don't know. I think the 100 turrets are gonna win. I think the devs are right. 100 turrets is just fine. Come on, Lolly. Go ahead. Let's see it. Come on. Go, go, go.
All right, everyone ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Woohoo!
Go, 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 guys! Come on! What are you doing up there? Oh no! Oh no! He's way ahead! Uh-oh!
All right, go!
Go, go, go! Let's go! Let's go!
Keep going!
Oh,
Push!
snap! All right, there we go, there we go. We got one guy who's... Where's the 4th guy? He's way behind. Come on. Let's see. All right. Oh no! Wow, look at that. Okay, so we're getting some lag, and we can see that these... Oh, okay, so... Someone just killed themselves with splash damage. Listen to Lolly. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, man. Okay, so it looks like... All right. A lot of turrets have just been disabled. We're seeing that the stegos are actually not taking much damage. Now, the thing about these stegos is there's nothing out of the ordinary with them. Well, I guess there is a little bit, but these are basically breeded stegos that have been imprinted, max level. This is stuff that your average Alpha Tribe is going to have. There's nothing special about these stegos that's unfair or that people don't have access to. Everybody can get these stegos. Everybody can use these, and everybody can use the same method to raid a turret base like this. And you can see that these stegos aren't taking too much damage. Standard imprinted stegos, so I guess it's not standard, but imprinted stegos that have been maxed out with higher tier saddles. This is stuff anybody can have. And you can see, all right, so it looks like Lolly's already gotten into the base here. Looks like he's already blasted a hole into the base. Looks like our Quetzal's taking some damage. Dropping some C4. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Is this gonna be a successful raid, or are these stegos about to get blasted? I mean... No. I would say no. I can say pretty confidently that this is a successful raid. Look at these stegos. This one over here in the middle is starting to take some damage, but these stegos aren't taking much. These stegos are just totally absorbing the bullets. It looks like our turrets over on the right side aren't really doing much. Maybe they can't turn and aim downwards. I'd call this a successful raid if I've ever seen one. So this is what your typical offline raid is going to look like post December 5th update. So, I mean, rip PvPers, I guess. Bye, guys. I'm going to get into the final thoughts segment on this. We've heard what everybody's had to say. We've tested it ourselves. We've seen how much 100 turrets within a 10k unit radius can actually do to defend your base. And the answer to that is not much. It can't do much to defend your base. It's pretty unimpressive. It's pretty puny and pathetic. And I gotta tell you, I was just working on a wildcard roast vid, and so I guess we're making a second wildcard roast vid, and then a third wildcard roast vid. After I'm done with these videos, people are gonna think I have something seriously, like, personally against wildcard in this game. I love the game. My goodness, there are some things that are just stupid. And this is one of those things that are just stupid. Really, this reminds me of the old iPhone thing. You guys remember when, I forget what iPhone it was, but an iPhone came out, and there were, like, connectivity issues. And rather than fix their damn phone, which was obviously broken, what they said is basically, in effect, it's not us, you guys are just using our phone wrong. That's what Wildcard's doing here. It's not us, you're just using our game wrong. You have to change the way you play to accommodate our trash, poorly optimized servers. You have to change the way you play to compensate us, because rather than actually fix the game and continue to work towards more server optimizations, and I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't know what the exact fix is, but saying, you know, oh, the way you guys are playing is the problem. That's sucky. It shouldn't be the way the players are playing is what's wrong. It should be that you need to just fix your game to accommodate your players. That's how I view it. And frankly, I mean, the game just runs bad in general. And it's clear that the game is not as optimized as it could be. We know this. It's not optimized. So it just feels so half-assed. Like, they don't want to put in the effort to optimize the server performance, so they're just gonna flip a switch December 5th and screw over thousands of players, and that sucks. That's really a sucky thing to do. I go into detail on this on the next video that I'm going to be releasing, but this is also a two-part problem. So they're saying, oh my gosh, our servers are performing bad. Well, one, your servers run poorly, but second, you guys have a terrible server host. Sorry, I'm going to be, no, I'm not going to apologize. Frick you, man. Frick you, I'm not apologizing. Nitrado sucks. You guys use Nitrado to host your servers, and Nitrado is terrible. So rather than look at your trash server host, and rather than look at your trash, poorly performing game, okay, the game's not trash, but the server performance and the game performance is trash. Rather than, oh man, that was a mistake you guys just made. Uh-oh. So rather than looking at your own game, which runs very poorly, and rather than looking at your server host, which is a very poor, trashy server host, which gives you very poor, trashy performing servers, which don't do the job, and I know this for a fact because I dumped Nitrado and am now paying out of my pocket for a dedicated box, which can run ARK just fine. So it's a two-part issue. Server performance, game performance. I don't know, maybe twist Nitrado's arm. Tell them, you guys can't be running 100 servers on one box. You need to improve performance. So maybe rather than running 100 servers on one box, run 10 servers on a box. That's one way to solve the problem. How about optimize the game? So optimize the game, get a better server host. You're saying, oh, our servers run like trash, without looking at the fact that your game runs poor, and without looking at the fact that your game is run by Nitrado, which has a record for just being terrible, awful. And I have a lot of experience with Nitrado. Terrible, awful. If you run ARK on a dedicated box, fine, it's great. Now this will improve performance, but you're looking at the symptoms, not the problem. And that sucks. So people complaining, they're right, you're wrong. Frick you, Wildcard. That's what I have to say on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think I'm right? I know I'm right, so just agree with me in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'm out.